Is having an accent a problem? See, some people will start thinking of you as less than immediately they have or hear your accent. Like one day I was working somewhere. I picked up the phone. I said, yes, can I help you? This lady said, can I speak to somebody who speaks English? I went to my boss. I was so mad. I told him, boss, today, He said, Anna, yeah, just you keep working towards your job. Don't worry about other people. So I felt so intimidated. I said, maybe I need to learn the American accent. So I bought this book called Learning the American Accent. I tried, and the only thing I got right was, what you gonna do?
Before her poem, Bringing the Flavor, went viral 2 years ago after her performance at the White House, very few people beyond the so-called Beltway or the DC metro areas knew who Anne Mwalagho really is. But this Kenyan-born, multi-talented entertainer whose specialty is stage performance has been at the entertainment game for a very long time.
Well, the show was amazing. It was my one-woman show titled Never Thought I Was Black Till I Came to America. And it was a one-woman show of comedy, poetry, music, dance, and storytelling. Really, I was showcasing my journey in coming to America through my comedy that I usually perform, through the poetry, spoken word that I do, the singing, the dance, and the history and the culture of our people. So I was trying to explain and tell a story, funny, witty, powerful, and the truth to the American people and also my people in the diaspora. It was successful because it was a full house, and not only the fact that it was a full house, but people enjoyed it. They saw the importance of it. They want me to do more. They are calling me to do more. And so I see the importance of it was the fact that people enjoyed it, they celebrated it, and also at the same time it brought meaning to their lives and to my life. It's really, this one-woman show has been long time dream of mine to do it. And so when we finally linked up with Kawasi Mcharo Hall, who is my director for this show, we had to do it. And I think the time was right and it became magical.
Awesome. So Anne, before we go into many details about your life in the US generally and how you've been able to create this kind of space of entertainment for Africans in general, but Kenya specifically. Please give us some background, where you are born, how you are raised up. You know, just not stuff my viewers would really like to know.
And I was actually born in Nairobi. I went to school. If I can tell you, I went to school in the nursery school I went to was close to where the prisons, women's place is in Langata. Then from there we moved to Mombasa, and I went to Star of the Sea primary nursery and primary school. Then from there we moved back to Nairobi, and I went to Langata Barracks. High school I went to Moi Forces Academy Lanet, and university I went to Catholic University of Eastern Africa.
When dignitaries like presidents from Africa visit the US, Anna is one of the few entertainers who are called upon to come and entertain them.
Anna, please. Your Excellency, I'm very grateful and blessed to be here today to perform in front of you and all the Kenyans. This is a poem I wrote for all my Kenyans because also I am a Kenyan.
Let's come back to the US.
Yes.
As we speak right now, Anne, there's been changes in terms of how the world and even how Kenyans see immigrants.
Yes.
How the local people and how immigrants from all over the world see themselves. Unlike, those days when there was a lot of hope that something will happen for people to regularize their stay, things seem to have just moved from a little bad to worse with the election of Donald Trump. So the role that you play right now is soothing in the sense that, amidst all this bad news, all this sense of hopelessness, you give people hope. What kind of stories do you tell during these occasions that when you're performing?
Oh man, that's a good question, and thank you. Sometimes we do these things and we don't know that we give people hope, but we really do. We inspire people and we connect with people. So for me, the stories I tell are really mostly my experiences and other immigrant experiences, and through them I'm trying to tell people, like, look, you got to be proud of who you are, no matter who you are, no matter what they tell you, because we all as immigrants bring something unique and different and wonderful in this country called America. I always think, I said, look, we bring our culture, we bring our music, we bring our language, we bring our foods, and Americans enjoy all kinds of food. They enjoy our culture, and then we bring not only that, our brains. We are very educated people. When we are blessed whereby when we start something, we thrive. So it's not a time for us to be afraid of speaking out loud. It's not a time of us to be afraid of being proud of who we are as Kenyans or as Africans or as immigrants. It's time to showcase who we are, because to be honest with you, America is only flavored because of the flavor that comes from all parts of the world.
That's right.
I always joke and I always tell people in my comedy, I say, look, if Mexicans didn't come here, people would not know anything about burritos. And there are always a long line at Chipotle. People wanting to eat the Mexican food or the Latina food or going to Swahili village to eat the Kenyan food, So we bring something unique. It's not only food, but they also say the immigrants bring a culture whereby it's like the children of immigrants here in Silver Spring or Montgomery area are the ones that are doing very well in school. So it shows also that our culture is a culture of family and it's a culture of working hard. So it's not time to be ashamed of who you are. It's time to celebrate who you are, because America to me is great because of immigrants.
That's right.
Yes.
They say that I come from the dark continent, Africa. The last time I checked the word dark, it meant evil or wickedness, without knowledge or enlightenment, a state of ignorance, difficult to understand, the absence of light. But I still believe in Africa, and I'm proud to be an African, because even though my continent has been marred by civil wars, ethnic wars, and HIV and AIDS used to kill people in masses, while the world watched and the media showed with no remorse, please do not let the media fool you, because to them, news is only when it bleeds, it reads. But I'm not going to abandon my people, and I'm not going to disown my ancestors. And no matter what they say, I'm not going to deny my race. Instead, I have chosen to stand up for Africa. I have chosen to defend my history, protect my land, eliminate the perpetrators and their wickedness, and declare peace in the name of justice. Let us not forget that Africa is the richest continent in natural resources, from gold to diamond, rubber to copper, timber to oil. Africa is widely known for its tourism industry. Africa exports tea, coffee, just to name a few. Africa is beautifully endowed with the Great Rift Valley, the Victoria Falls, the pyramids, the oceans, the seas, and even its people.
I just love Anna. The show was absolutely incredible. She spoke the truth, and she brought it in a way that was fun, exciting, but also very educational. And so we just appreciate her spirit. We appreciate her talent. We just love her, and I can't wait to come see it again and bring my 5 to 10 to 15 more people.
Actually, it was a great show about history as well, about our culture, And again, an all-around performance. Bravo. Great job, Anna. Great job.
Hey girl, it's Nana Malaya. You know you were fierce, you always are. And we've talked about all these issues for a long time. It's so great that you brought them to us in this way. So you know you got me and at least 25 other people. We'll be here next time.
There was so much, it was funny throughout, but it was really deep, very intellectually, culturally, socially, musically, poetically. I feel like it's a piece that connects generations and connects the cultures. She spoke so much about the misconceptions that continental Africans had about African Americans and how many misconceptions African Americans had about continental Africans, and really bridging that divide. And it made us laugh at ourselves. It made us recognize how powerful we are as African people. She's brilliant. She's really brilliant. The way she pulled this together, spoken word, dance, and the monologues, and the conversations that she was having that really chronicled her entire journey from before she left Kenya to where she is now, you know, in the United States and in the Washington, D.C., Maryland, DMV area. So brilliant. We're going to tell everybody about it. Absolutely, this thing is going to be on Netflix. We see it, we claim it. It's already done. This should be on Broadway. This will be on Broadway. Love you, Anne Mwalagho. Love you, sis. Mwah.
In the last decades, Ms. Mwalagho has performed at some of the biggest events in New York and Washington, D.C. She has performed at the Kennedy Center, the World Bank, U.S. Africa Business Conferences, Washington Center, the Smithsonian Museum of African Art, the State Department, and of course the White House. In your experience as you go along, what would you say are the main challenges that Kenyan immigrants and Africans go through in the US?
The biggest challenge is, number one, that people from back home and people living here should remove the misconceptions of America is a land of milk and honey. No. Actually, it's a land of hustling, you know. It's a land of hustling. It's a land of whereby you have to put your best foot forward no matter what. So the biggest challenge is, number one, is, you know, adapting to the fact that this is a different monster. You understand? Yeah. This is not Kenya where your mother lives across the street, where you can go and just buy this or that here and there easily. This is not that kind of a world. You can live next door to your neighbor and not know your neighbor for 10 years. You understand? Yeah, so right. This is that kind of a place whereby when you get here, you have to adapt, and as you adapt, you have to be also in a community. Don't be secluded. Find that Kenyan community, that African community, so that you can learn the ropes of America. Okay.
Even though she started her performances in Kenya, it's not until she came to the US that her career kicked off in earnest. This was occasioned by her coming face to face with new experiences and new challenges in a new and very diverse country. These experiences, it can be said, formed the soundtracks to her numerous skits. Many people have said that entertainment doesn't pay, especially among immigrants in the US, especially Kenyans. Do you live on your entertainment shows, or do you have other jobs that you do?
I actually, that's my number one job. I live on my entertainment jobs. However, I can give you an example. Steve Harvey right now is doing like 4 or 5 shows, you understand? So that means that even though I live on my entertainment shows, I have my other things that I'm doing. The number one thing is my performances. My performances helps me very much, and I've been able to, you know, my husband and I, we work together, we are a team, and with that we've been able to continue with a good life, purchase a home, and continue, you know, enjoying our life because of the work we put in as a husband and wife. But at the same time, I also teach Swahili. Actually, I have a Swahili program that is incorporated in my non-profit organization, Upendo Educational Foundation. And my Swahili program is called Swahili Educational Cultural Immersion Program.